All right, welcome back, everybody. We are getting started here. Playoff game number 2 of Civ4 AI Survivors season number 9. This game is the playoff game of the low piece weight leaders. Everyone in this game is a low piece weight leader with the exception of Victoria. She is the community favorite for first to die, a big favorite. Almost 70% of people have picked her to be first to die, as I have as well. Much less consensus on who's actually going to win this game or be top 2 and move on to the championship. There is a slight edge for Surya Varman, who I've also picked, but Justinian is also a popular pick. He's a very strong AI and AI survivor, so he always has a lot of support. And then there's also a contingent for Louis to do his cultural victory thing, where he hangs out in the corner, gets just enough cities and just enough religions to win by culture. I think that is a real possibility. I am not picking that because I don't want to root for it, as I've said before. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started here. All right, so out of the gate, I did think Justinian was going to open agriculture. I said that before we started the stream. So he is not opening with a religion. Now, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? It's hard to say. But he's not opening with a religion. So he's going to be able to connect his triple agriculture resources, which unfortunately do not get the imperialistic bonus. The imperialistic bonus on settlers is only on production tiles, not food tiles. Elsewhere, Brennus is opening with a religion, so he will guaranteed get one. And it looks like Louis and Victoria are both also opening with religions. Victoria is going for meditation, and Louis is going for meditation, and Brennus is going for meditation. Interesting. So that is a three-way initial push for religions there out of the gate. Stalin wants animal husband. Wait, what? Oh, the pig. Sorry, it took me a minute. I was like, oh, pigs in the second ring. I was like, why is he doing animal husbandry? Okay, that is the correct tech for him. It's much better for him to go animal husbandry than fishing. The yield on clam tiles are actually pretty lousy. They're only a 4 food 0 production tile, whereas this is a 6 food tile and this is a 5-1 tile. So definitely a better tech for him to go. Surrey Ramen opens agriculture as we expected, and I believe that's that's everybody. Yeah, that's everybody's starting techs out of the gate. So let's see where they're sending their wrong one. Their settlers. I don't know how we got that. Okay, Surya Varman, you were supposed to send your first settler up here by the gems and the ivory. Part of the reason why I picked him is I like the ivory for early happiness, and I like the gems for happiness once you get iron working. Surya Varman, you're supposed to send your settler in this direction, not this direction. Although I guess if he plants like right here, he'd get the corn in range. I don't love that spot, but it's something. Anyway, Louis is going northeast. Brennus is going west to this river valley, which is where we suspected. Vicky is going west, so she is not going towards the gold tile. I think a lot of people are hoping she would settle right here. She's going, anyway, west. Justinian is heading east, and Stalin is going north. Or no, he's going east. Okay. A little bit of a strange detour there. Let's just see where these AIs end up. All right. So Brennus settles very aggressively towards Victoria. That's probably not great for Vicky, because this will definitely be a holy city. So Brennus will get this gold. Now it's going to be in the third ring. And he'll get this gold. Oh, he's going to deny Vicky this gold tile because this city's going to pop its third ring borders. I know some people in the discussion said that part of the reason they like Victoria is they thought she'd have this gold resource. It looks like Brennus is going to have that unless Vicky can steal it away. Misses both golds. Yeah, again, why, dude, why not here? Like, why not on that tile, buddy? Anyway. I mean, that would put the corn in the second ring, but it's going to be a holy city. Yeah, so one interesting thing is because Vicky is going mysticism, she will have access to monuments, so she'll be able to pop borders. Now, she has picked this spot, which is not the best. Not the best. This is, even for imperialistic, this is going to be a very slow settler right here. So, and then this, I mean, it has a corn. I guess it's not that bad because it has corn. He's creative, so it'll grab the cows and then it'll. Actually, that's not that bad. It's actually not that bad overall. It looked bad at first, but that's not such a bad spot at all. It's actually pretty solid. He does need to get animal husbandry because he's got the plains cow and now have a grassland cow. But yeah, he's racing for mysticism. It does look like he's going to get there before Victoria. Justinian has picked this spot here, which looks pretty dry, but it's pretty good. This is a pretty nice spot for imperialistic because you'll get food from the 2 resource tiles, and then if he mines the hills, he's got a lot of production. It's commerce starved. There's no commerce here, but it's very heavy from a food hammers production possibility. And I actually do like that for early city settles, is getting lots of food hammers over getting commerce. All right, Surya Varman, why? Just why? Why, Surya Varman? Why have you missed the one food resource in this area? Why, like, dude. I mean, it's not awful because he can farm the floodplains, but like just one tile further north. One tile further north, and you get this. Man, are you kidding me? Again, it's not terrible, but it's like one tile further north is a lot better. I mean, it has 3 floodplains tiles, so it's whatever. And he's expansive, so he doesn't have to worry about unhealthiness, but he certainly could have picked a better spot than that. Could have picked a better spot than that. All right, so the only one who hasn't settled is Stalin at this point. So we'll watch where he goes. Probably onto this hill tile right here. All right. So Louis, we know, is going to go on to meditation. All right, yeah, and Stalin goes here. Well, the question, as always, will Stalin ever get mysticism to pop borders? Because if he doesn't, this is not a very good spot. It gets a lot better if he can pop the borders and grab that cow tile. Let's refresh the map because we're about to get Brennus picking whatever religion Brennus wants. So Louis is going on to meditation. Now, unfortunately for him, he's drawing dead in the water here because meditation is going to get snapped up. But anyway, we will definitely see a religion here. He's picked Buddhism. Okay. Which is the actual meditation religion. So now we'll get to see what Brennus picks next. He should pick agriculture. He probably should pick agriculture because he could farm this tile and he could also farm this tile. Or he might, or if he did animal hunt, actually animal husbandry would be really good for him too. But the issue for him is he can't see that he has a horse resource here. He doesn't know that. Mining would also be great to connect his gold resource. All those would be good choices. But yeah, so, and we will see. What are Louis and Victoria going to do? Are they going to go for religion? Oh. They're both going for... okay. So Brennus, out of all the choices, has picked masonry for his next tech. Kuro called it in the chat, actually. Called it in the chat that he was going to go for masonry. Okay. Vicky and Louis are both going for polytheism. And Vicky seems like she has the edge. Oh, look at this. She's working the lake tile for 3 commerce. Sneaky, sneaky England, starting with fishing tech there. Well, Louis will get a trade route. He's going to get a trade route connection, and that actually gives him 2 commerce if he finishes the road there. But I think Victoria is going to beat him to the punch. Anyway, let's see what Justinian and Surya Varman go next after this. Is Justinian going to go for religion now? Oh, man, it is a polytheism race. And so, yeah, the trade route connection gives Louis 2 more commerce there. But Victoria is first in turn owner, isn't she? Because Victoria wins the same turn tiebreaker. So unless Louis can somehow get in front of her, Victoria wins the same turn tiebreaker. We could have a situation where Louis opens mysticism, polytheism, and doesn't get a religion. And Justinian could also spend 7 turns researching a religion and not get it. Okay, Surya Varman. Of course, Surya Varman is opening archery here, which is whatever. I do like this very fast settler, though. This is a nice fast settler for a non-expansive or a non-imperialistic civ here. Not the best for Justinian. At least he does have agriculture. Agreed. So that's good. He'll be able to connect his food tiles. And again, he also has the trade route connection. The one advantage is starting with wheel. Anyway, interesting stuff. So we'll see if anyone... And Stalin is still finishing animal husbandry. We'll see if anything switches here. But I think if nothing changes, Vicky is going to win this race. And it is a race, you guys. Okay, Vicky's only 5 turns away from a settler. Look at this. This is imperialistic in action here. 5 turns. Look at that. That is a fast settler for a size 1 city there. Although it looks like Suryavarman gets the first settler. It's pretty close. Looks like Suryavarman gets the first settler out. He did build it in his capital. Although considering that he's just connecting food resources anyway, it's not the worst time to build a settler. Suryavarman, if you're smart, put your second city here. Connect the ivory. Get the extra happiness. Don't be an idiot any more than you already have been. Yeah, but I think Vicky's gonna win this race unless she changes something. But I don't see what would change that. Louis growing another size for more commerce. 2 turns. Stalin has now gone fishing for his clam resources. We'll see what Suryavarman picks up next. I think Vicky wins this one. This very extended race. Why? Why bronze working? Why bronze working? Suryavarman, your tech pass sucks. Oh man, that's it. Well, I mean, he could have copper connected at, like, his borders are going to expand in 8 turns. He could actually have copper connected by turn 25 or like turn 30. He's got to get slavery, I guess. Oh my god. I wanted him to go wheel or so he can get pottery or something. Some bad tech choices there. But anyway, yeah, I think Vicky gets this. And she did. Wow, that's a disaster for Louis. That's so much, and not good for Justinian either. That's so much invested in religion that they don't actually hit these. Stalin with the safe tech path. Yeah, I'll be curious to see what Brennus goes next. So he will be able to connect his marble tile now. I hope for his sake he goes agriculture or mining next. Mining, okay. Well, he's not going to have much production, or not much food. That said, when he actually does get these 3 resources connected, he's going to have a lot of food and a lot of production. I don't love all... So I guess he will get the one nice thing about the gold tile is he will get the commerce. So even if he picks dumb text, he'll at least have the commerce to work his way around it. Anyway. Oh, I just got a text from Liz on. So do you want to see a cute picture of our kid? Hold on. The earlier part of the stream was delayed because we were taking our son Charlie to the doctor's office, but here he is this morning. He went to the I'm sorry if it's a little blurry, but yeah, he went to the doctor, and he went with my wife to vote in Maryland's primary election. So he had to go to the doctor for a quick shot, and yeah, it was very cute. Justinian didn't swap off polytheism. Does Justinian want to go for monotheism? That would seem crazy. Nope, not yet. He would have to do masonry first. So anyway, for the moment, there's not that much going on here. Vicky has now gone for hunting. We saw Brennus was on mining. So this city will pop its borders pretty quickly. Now, one thing that works in Vicky's advantage is this religion is on a major river network, right? Like, look, York is on this river. That said, Vienne's on a smaller river network, but like this does give her the edge in terms of her religion spreading. So that could be a good thing. There's good odds it will spread down here to Suryavarman. That would be bad for my picks because Brennus is not going to be able to get along with Suryavarman if they both have different religions. But that is one thing that's working in her favor. That's true. Brennus and Victoria are going to hate each other now. But Vicky has copper, so hopefully she'll connect that. And we did have our first settler finished, which is going down here. But again, part of my Suryavarman pick was on the logic that he was going to settle this spot. He's like, no, no, no. No, no, no. I shall go into the southern tundra. Must settle this. Like, it's not a terrible spot. I do like the Plains Hill. It's got a food bonus. But, like... But like, why there? Why there? A strange choice. Go get these resources, buddy. Anyway, he is the first of 3 cities. At least it was an easy city to connect. Now, we just had... Vicky has finished her settler. And I think Stalin just finished his settler as well. Yeah, Stalin also has a settler on the move, as does Vicky. Okay, Stalin apparently wants to be... a fisherman in today's game. He's also on archery. I guess the AIs all have to get archery out of the way. Justinian's on masonry. Is he going He is. Oh my god. He wants a religion so badly. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, he'll get it, but he doesn't have mining. He doesn't have bronze working. He doesn't have hunting. He doesn't have animal husbandry. He doesn't have pottery. He's going to take him 25 more turns. He's not going to have his religion until turn 40. I mean, at least he can connect his food resources, so that's something. And thank goodness for him, both of his initial cities are places that have a bunch of agriculture resources. But oh, yikes, that's not good. Anyway, hopefully Suryavarman will realize he needs to get wheel next. That's the tech he needs, so he can start roading. Animal husbandry would be nice too, but he really needs to get wheel. Oh boy. Anyway, Brennus finished mining, so he'll be able to... Where's Brennus's worker? Oh, he did connect the marble, so I guess he's got that. Where is his worker? Is it in... Oh, it's going to the gold tile. Okay, so he is going to connect that. Not a lot of food for growth, but if he's smart, he'll build settlers in his second city over here. He just finished one in his capital. Louis is going on early Stonehenge, so okay. And he has a settler moving around too. Well, we could see Louis use like a... He's going to get great profit points from building Stonehenge. Now, does he need Stonehenge? Not really as a creative leader. But he might be able to use that to like light bulb theology. Like down the road, he could do a theology light bulb. We could legitimately see 4 different self-founded religions in this game, which would make it difficult for Louis to do the cultural victory path. It would also make it, if he founded his own religion, people would be predisposed to dislike him. All right, now this is interesting. I didn't highlight this when this was founded like 2 turns ago. Nottingham and Thessalonica are very close to one another. Very close. A little bit crowded in this portion of the map, isn't it? Anyway, oh, well, I do like that Suryavarman's expanding. I do like this. He just has to make sure he doesn't crash his economy. The one thing that's helping him is all these river tiles. A lot of the tiles he's working have commerce on them. What's not helping him is build roads. Go research the wheel, man. Go research the wheel. Let's see where Louis puts his third city. Looks like it's going to be over here. He has double archers, so he's not in any danger of the barbarians thwacking his units. All right. Okay. It grabs 1 resource. It's not that great. Just fair city. And so Brennus is now... Did he just finish? He just finished a settler too, didn't he? So he connected... He has the gold. He's working the gold tile. But he doesn't have a road on it yet. So at least that's going to speed him through his stupid tech picks a little bit faster. And Justinian just finished a settler as well. Oh, Justinian's going east with this settler. Oh man, Justinian. Just settling in a line straight east. Now, I will say this. If you've got Stalin in this game, there's a lot of space over here, right? Justinian choosing to go east-east with his settlers is about the best news possible for Stalin. So that's pretty noteworthy. It looks like he's going to settle here. Justinian, I think. Interesting. Yep, okay. Making a play for the center of the map, certainly. A double settler from Suryavarman. He needs to make sure he doesn't crash his economy. He really needs to pick wheel tech here. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Why animal husbandry? Oh, because of the sheep. Uh-oh. That's a potential danger sign for this dude. He definitely needs to make sure he has commerce, because if he can't connect any of his city, if he can't research anything, he's going to be in trouble here. Yeah, I guess Justinian, people are saying because he has desert right here and desert here, he doesn't have a lot of options. I guess he could go south. But yeah, I guess he doesn't have that many options. Anyway, we have a settler almost done from Stalin. We have one almost done for Suryavarman. And Brennus has opted to found over here on the east coast at a copper location. He's researching animal husbandry. He also needs to get the wheel very badly. Brennus is making some poor tech choices, but what's saving him is that gold resource means he'll get through these choices quickly, even if he picks bad ones. Suryavarman, I'm less convinced, is able to do that. Anyway, yeah, we've definitely seen this before from Suryavarman, but I mean, as long as he's expanding, I'm not feeling too bad. He just needs to get the wheel sooner rather than later. All right, that's a very, as we said, very early Stonehenge from Louis, who is building another settler as well. Yeah, if he settles on the ivory, well, he's not going to settle on the ivory. He's not going to be on the ivory. I see what you're saying, though, that he would spread. He would get the resource connected immediately if that were the case. All right. Anyway, so yeah, there's Justinian on a 19-turn monotheism. Oh, that's just brutal. Absolutely brutal. Victoria, and so Stalin was smart enough to research the wheel, as was Vicky. Unfortunately for Vicky, she's denied these gold resources because of Brennus. Poor Brennus. He can't work these gold tiles. He's denying them to Vicky, but he can't work them himself. At least he was smart enough to build the settler in his second city instead of his first city. Anyway, I do think that Suryavarman is belatedly going for these this ivory tile over here. Not that much going on right now. Stalin just finished a settler, I know. So where is he sending that? Okay, it's going east. It's almost like Stalin is aware he has a huge backlines and he's saving it for later. And wasn't it Louis? Almost said it. Louis didn't finish, but he almost had one done. And what was it? Victoria also finished a settler, which is going north, apparently. Suryavarman, where is this settler going? Why are you ignoring these? I guess he can improve this tile. He can't work it with a city, but he could improve this. Where is he going? Is he going to settle on this tile here? Oh, man. Oh, okay. Well, I guess he'll get this in range when the borders pop. What a strange choice. Okay. I mean, I guess it could be worse. He still has a lot of room to expand. I guess it's not. Actually, you know, now that I look at it, it's actually not that bad. It has the copper in range, floodplains. It has an ivory tile, double gems. Actually, it's a pretty strong tile. Yeah, no, you guys are right. It's actually a pretty good city. I was confused at first because of all the jungle here, but actually, it's like, actually not that bad. Vicky researching pottery. She will be the first one there. She has opted for an Arctic tundra ice ball city. This barbarian archer has 0.1 health left. I'm pretty sure Hastings is safe against that threat. Yeah, I think so. Unless she gets very, very unlucky, that should be pretty secure. Justinian, does he have another settler finished? Okay, he did just finish the settler. Stalin grabbed this spot here, pushing a little bit further to the southeast. Still has a lot of room, though. That Barb City popping up there is going to be a little bit annoying for him. Didn't Louis finish the settler? Okay, he finished one, but it's hanging out in Orleans because it's being threatened. And then there is a settler that just finished from Brennus as well. We'll see where that ends up going. That's also scared of the barbarians. And Louis' settler is apparently going this way, which is smart. He does not need to settle this corner. He'll probably go over here somewhere with that settler. All right, Suryavarman did research the wheel. Hooray. It's a 9-turn research. A 9-turn research, but he is researching the wheel. If he really needs to go wheel followed by pottery, so that he can start building cottages and rescue his economy. But he has a lot of territory under his control, and he just finished another settler. So he's going to be big from a food hammer standpoint. I'm just worried about his commerce situation. But like, he will have this connected shortly. And I guess the fact that he took so long to research the wheel means he's not going to copper declare on somebody. He'll have at least 5 cities. Oh yeah, is Louis going for the religion as well? Good question. He is not. He wouldn't get it even if he did, because Justinian's about to pop I was going to say his Christianity, but Victoria already has Christianity. So this will have to be some other religion. Justinian with a different religion always looks weird when we play with choose religions turned on. So as far as where it pops up, by the way, this Great Wall build is a little bit puzzling there, Justinian. He also has a settler just being guarded by warriors, but I don't see any barbarians, so he should be okay. So he has 5 out of 8 odds for the religion to pop up in Thessalonica, and 3 out of 8 odds for it to pop up in Adrianople. He probably wants the religion to pop up in Adrianople, because then it's on the river network, and it's also in an area where the borders are more contested. But it's, you know, more likely. What's 5 out of 8? That's about 60%, roughly. 62%, somewhere around there. Oops, I meant to hit next turn. Let's see where it pops up. Okay, it is in Thessalonica. As I said, probably not quite as good for him as if it had been in the other city. But with roads everywhere, I mean, he's built roads everywhere because he literally can't build anything else. With his 10,000 roads, he'll probably be okay. Anyway, does Justinian have copper anywhere? No, he's going to have to go to... Now, one thing that's dangerous for him, he does have to go all the way to ironworking to get a metal unit connected. And he's in the middle of the map, so... Again, there are hostile religions here and here, so, I mean, if somebody connects metals and takes a dislike to him, there is some danger here. Look at that sick Temple of Artemis, I know. Well, Vicky will be able to potentially connect that. Louis has built a city over here at Rems, which is like a solid city. It's got a Plains Cow for production and an oasis for a little extra food. Not amazing or anything, but not terrible. Not that bad. And he's building another settler, so that's smart there. Suryavarman has a settler going over in this direction somewhere. I guess he's going to go settle this wheat. Now, if he were smart, and there Justinian adopts his religion and converts. If he were smart, then Suryavarman would just like plant right here, and then he would seal off this entire southern area because no one would be able to walk past him. I don't know if he's going to go that far, but maybe he will. He is about to research the wheel, so... and what was it? Justinian? Okay. Ooh, just... What is this? Like, what? What is this? What? What is he doing? Apparently Justinian really wants to steal this resource away from Victoria. Okay. So that's a thing that just happened. And then Brennus founded Gergovia up here. He's also about to finish the wheel and we'll finally be able to build roads. Oh, man. Okay. Well, you know who's still got a lot of room? Stalin. Now, here's the bad news. These Barb cities popping up are pretty bad news for Stalin. Because this basically makes it very difficult for him to expand north. The AI does not like to try and push settlers into a region that's got Barb cities. So that's pretty bad for him. Since that was literally where he was going to expand. Whereas, like, Suryavarman has not had a Barb city pop up down here. There's still room for a nice city over here, too. You might see. Anyway. So anyway, Suryavarman, even though he does not have the wheel yet, this ivory actually is not connected in Angkor Wat, but is connected here in Yasad Harapura, which is hilarious. So anyway, his research should be coming along decently. Interesting opening act. Interesting opening act. Let's take a screenshot of the map overview. Map's pretty crowded already. We knew it was going to be a contested map. If you're curious about the diplomacy right now, I mean, if you're wondering why Ricky was the first to die pick, she is the worst enemy of 4 different civs right now, and Stalin, who's not her enemy, is also at cautious. She really needs to spread that religion, but like, here's the danger for her. Where does she spread her religion to? Brennus has his own religion. Justinian has his own religion. Like, where does she spread the religion? How does she make allies here? The 2 competing holy cities are literally here and here. And she has her own religion up here. Like, what the heck? Anyway, this does not look good for her. Also, Louis going priesthood is a little bit wild. I guess he wants to go build the oracle or something. Oh, and there's an unescorted settler right here for Suryavarman versus Louis. So one of them is going to get this. Who moves first, by the way, between the 2 of them? Louis moves before Suryavarman. So if Louis wants this spot, he can push Suryavarman down out of the way. As I said, Suryavarman could have grabbed this spot right here, or this spot right here, and sealed off the whole peninsula. But it looks like he might have been a little bit too slow to do that. I think Louis is going to found on that tile, but I could be wrong. Let's look at the graphs real quickly, because we're on turn 50. All right, GMP, unsurprisingly, Louis is leading. He's creative, and he built Stonehenge. So, not unsurprisingly, he'll be tops there. Production, looks like Vicky is tops in production. Food, it's pretty close, but Suryavarman seems to be tops. Power, pretty close, but Suryavarman's top there. Culture, Louis is the most culture. If you're curious about the beaker rate, 12 beakers for Vicky. Louis is at 8. Stalin is at 12. Suryavarman's at 7. Brennus at 12. They're all pretty close. Justinian being at 5 is a little concerning there because he's already behind a lot of techs that he needs to get. Let's see who settles this corner of the map. Oh. Okay. So Louis passes up the opportunity to settle. Suryavarman instead picks this spot for God knows what region. He actually has another settler behind this right now. You would think the AI would just settle like up here and then settle down here. I guess he does have double animal. I mean, it's not like that bad of a city. It's double animal husbandry resources and all that. I'm going to keep the camera here. I want to see what happens with this settler and then these settlers over here. Like, this is a contested part of the map for sure. Is Louis like is he gonna now settle the hill? Because he could. Or is Suryavarman, I feel like Suryavarman like wants to settle this spot here in the forest. Oh, they kind of established like mutually respective borders here. Now the pig tile is actually going to go to Louis because he has Stonehenge, so he gets 3 culture per turn versus 2 culture per turn. So unless Suryavarman gets a lot of additional culture, Louis will control this tile here. Louis' city is also a little bit of a better city because it gets the floodplains. Actually, only 1 floodplains tile, but this will give it enough food to be effective. Still, it does look like Suryavarman has effectively sealed this off, so he should get at least 1 more city down here. He could actually get 2 more if he's smart. He could get 1 here, and then another one just for the silver, like down here. We'll see how he actually ends up dot mapping that. And then there's also room over here in this river valley. So as I said, Suryavarman definitely is going to have the most territory coming out of the... yeah, such gentlemanly city plants, right? They were like, no. I will respect your plant. Anyway, so meanwhile, Justinian not as friendly over here, Justinian. He and Vicky are tied up to a pretty crazy degree already for this early in the game. Normally the Temple Artemis is a sucker's build, but with this much pressure on this city, it's actually somewhat reasonable to build it. Alright, Stalin just founded Yaroslavl up here. I said unfortunately, that's about as far as he can get. He can get territory down here, but I don't think he's going to expand further north as long as those barb cities are there. At least they're both on flat ground. So, he doesn't have to deal with, like, archers on hills. By the way, Suryavarman researching a very slow masonry here. At least he can finally build roads, though. Now that he can build roads, he can start to get out of his commerce travails. I don't think he's going to found any more cities until he fixes that. Anyway, Louis, if he's in culture mode, he's managed to miss every religion. He probably is the leader who least needed the Great Wall, by the way. And I don't really know where he goes. He can found, like, maybe 2 more cities over here, which would get him to 7. That's not terrible if he ends up on 7. That's actually not that bad. Meanwhile, Brennus has not been expanding very well. He's still on 4 cities. Although he is building double settlers. Honestly, what Brennus should do is he should plop down a city like right here. Just to work some, like he could split off some of these floodplains and work the gold tiles. That would actually be a better move there. As far as who has metal connected, no one does yet. Suryavarman has a copper but does not have it connected. Vicky does not have bronze working just yet, from what I can see. And for the most part, we're still just seeing the AIs expand. A lot of people hanging out around the barb city. Look at all these archers. Stalin really wants these barb cities. Let's see, he has horses. He will have iron. Well, he might not have iron for a while. He has settled in such a way... This could be dangerous, guys. He has settled in such a way that he could miss this iron. Like, even if he does get mysticism, this city would have to get to 100 culture to access that. Or his capital would have to get to... Yeah, his capital would have to get to 5,000 culture to reach it, so that's not happening. And this city would have to get to 100 culture, so... Yeah, it's either that or he needs to get this copper here. Otherwise, he could be in some real trouble because he's not going to have a source of metals. And, of course, he also has to get to iron working, or that copper with bronze working in order to get over there. That could be an issue long term. Anyway, I don't know if there's any settlers on the map right now. Vicky just founded this spot up here, Canterbury. The icy wastelands of Canterbury. I mean, she doesn't really have too many more places to go. The center of the map has been incredibly contested in this game. Does Justinian have a settler on the map, just out of curiosity? That's a missionary. No, he does not. He's 4 cities with this religion. He's crammed in with all these others, and he does not have a settler in production. And he's also on Temple of Artemis Pyramids. I'm a little skeptical about Justinian's opening here. Stalin is a settler unit. Here we go. And Stalin... Okay, so it looks like Stalin is going to go settle this copper, which will make that irrelevant. So I guess that's going to become irrelevant. I'm a little bit more worried about this Brennus... Or not Brennus. Justinian first to die possibility. Okay, he settled on the copper. So that makes that a moot point. As soon as he researches bronze working, which he already has, actually, he'll have copper connected. So that's not going to be an issue there. We see the road network is slowly being connected through Surrey Varman's territory. Again, he's going to have I know that Louis is ahead of him in score for right now, but I do think that he's going to end up with more territory, Surrey Varman, which is what we would have expected. Also, we'll be curious to see where these religions spread long term. Okay, Brennus, buddy. I did say I wanted you to settle the gold tile. I don't know if I wanted you to do it this way. There's just so much border tension on this map, and almost all these AIs can declare war at pleased, so we should see some fireworks in this game. And there's the Oracle build. We definitely should see some fireworks in this one. How the war declarations play out is going to be fascinating. Like, who can work together with whom in this game should be a really big deal. But I don't like Justinian's position. I don't. Stalin seems to be doing a little bit better than I thought. Especially if he can get some more territory down here. Now, again, the issue for him is, will he ever expand borders? He is costing himself so many tiles by not researching mysticism or expanding borders. All right, Surrey pottery, that's the tech I wanted to see. That's good news there. Louis bronze working means he will have metal units, so he doesn't have to worry about that. And we are seeing the first metal units connected down here for Surrey Varman because he finally roaded that copper. Oh, he has another settler running over here. I didn't even see this settler. Okay, and he's building a lot of axes right now. I wonder if he'll go send them after the Barb City. That would be kind of... It might not even be good for Surrey Varman if he took the Barb Cities up here, because it would cost a lot of maintenance. Anyway, he's probably going to plant here, because then he gets both of these. He gets the double resources. But he's certainly going to plant somewhere over there. All right, nope. Well, he just pushed back a Stalin settler there. This is one of those spots that's terrible out of the gate, but becomes really, really good. Yeah, I mean, he's losing money at 20%, 20% beakers. He needs that pottery desperately. This is one of those spots that's terrible initially, but like someday down the road will actually be a really nice city. And he did kind of seal off Stalin from most of this river valley. I guess Stalin could get something down here. More likely Stalin will detour to this side here. But yeah, Surrey Varman's got this. He's got room for more cities back here, and no one else is going to get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got 7. Could potentially get as many as 10 cities without fighting, which would be great, because it looks like Justinian might get stuck at like 5, maybe 6. Vicky snuck in this city over here, Coventry. So, not a lot of food there, but something. And Justinian still does not have animal husbandry, man. His research is not great, you guys. Not great. I am curious to see whose religion's going to spread to Surrey Varman, because I think that's a pretty big deal. Louis grabs this spot, and then it looks like I thought there would be a settler in this stack. There is not. He'll probably grab one more city on the north coast, and then he's pretty much out of spots to expand. Vicky still has not connected her copper yet, which is interesting. She's researching bronze working, that's why. It would have been a lot better for her if she somehow could have gotten one of these gold resources. But, no. Brennus is kind of being carried by his gold resources. He's going to have 2 of them. Once this city grows, I'm assuming it's going to pick up the gold resource at size 2. Most likely. It'll be growing very slowly, but I suspect the AI will work that resource. All right, and that's not great. So he didn't get a prophet. He got a great spy instead. Now he's building the pyramids very, very quickly. He probably wishes he had gotten the prophet instead of the great spy, because the AI doesn't really know what to do with great spies. I don't suppose Sir Varman is war planning on anyone. No, he's not. But that's good for him. Sir Varman probably just wants to get the fail gold from this whatever he's doing with the pyramids here. When Louis builds that wonder, he probably wants that. Also, why are you building an axe in a size 1 city? Do you really need an axe that badly? At least he's going pottery, so he'll have cottages. But yeah, Louis is doing better than I thought. I'm a little surprised he's been this effective here. I do feel like his score is being propped up a little bit with wonders. The problem for him is it looks like Louis is in culture mode already. Some of you guys can explain this better than I can, and he just settled his city number 7 up here. I think he's in culture mode already, but he doesn't have any religions. He's about to get the oracle here. But, like, I think he doesn't have any religions, so it's going to be hard to go that culture route if he doesn't have any religions, since he missed all 3 of the early ones. But anyway, let's see what tech he slingshotted. Monarchy, which is always a good choice. Especially because, okay, no one else, but interestingly, no one else has hereditary rule as their favorite civic. We do have 2 people with organized, this could be a friendship between Surya Varman and Brennus, them both having organized religion as their favorite civic. They could actually become friends over that, especially if they both fight the same target somewhere. That's maybe getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but that could be. Anyway. So, Brennus, as mentioned, is salvaging his economy by working double gold tiles. Pretty much just needs to work both of the gold tiles, because otherwise he's pretty mediocre. Although he is about to settle another city up here. He's about to settle on the coast there. There we go. All right, Stalin has picked up Justinian's religion. Noteworthy. If you have a Stalin-Justinian ticket, this is what you want to see. He also dumped this city here. So that means no more spots for Surya Varman over here. Stalin has also reserved another spot over here on the coast. So he is now at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He can probably get an 8th city. And then he's going to have to fight his way past Barbs, I think, to get anything else. Surya Varman finally now getting his cheap granaries everywhere. I think Surya Varman is going to be... I mean, granted, he's at 10% science right now, but he is starting to build the cottages. You can see he's starting to put them down, so I think he'll be able to rescue it. The fact that his economy is a little crummy right now may actually cause him not to declare war. All right, Surrey has picked up Brennus's religion. Ooh, my Brennus Surya Varman ticket looking better from that. Looking better if the 2 of them can work together and become friends. I would love to see it. This is not good for Victoria that no one is picking up her religion here. She would really like it if Louis at least picked up her religion. That would be a good sign. Surya Varman and Brennus, I mean, it'll take a little while for the religious benefit to grow, but if it does, then they could be very, very strong BFFs. All right, anyway, Vicky just founded this city way up here in the extreme north. And she has another settler over here. I mean, she expands well. There's no question about that. I guess there have been some games where she doesn't expand that well, but she is in a horrific diplomatic position, but she is not going to go down easy in this game. And she did finish the Temple of Artemis. Okay. In this city that actually picked up Justinian's religion. So that is going to put even more border pressure between her and Justinian. By the way, what was Justinian's metal situation again? He founded Antioch here on the lake. What's his metal situation again? He has iron. He needs to go ironworking, and then he'll be okay. Oh, he doesn't... Oh, no. He doesn't even have mining tech. Oh, no. Oh, no. He doesn't even have mining, and he needs to get ironworking to connect a metal unit. Uh-oh. 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 That's not good. I hope for his sake nobody starts plotting with him anytime soon. How do people feel about Justinian? Well, we've got a cautious, pleased, cautious. All right. All right. That's a little dangerous there, I have to say. A little bit dangerous. So, Louis is going to get the pyramids here. Yeah, I'm surprised Louis done this well. Oh, well, that's a biggie for... I did not even know that Stalin was attacking that city. That's a biggie for Stalin. I mean, his economy is terrible right now. But you can see he's got a lot of territory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cities. And now he's got room to go into the extreme northwest of the map, too. This is like the Great Wilderness, the Pacific Northwest here. Big for Stalin. He definitely did not want another AI to capture this city. Like Justinian or Vicky to get that over him. And he's probably most likely to get the other Barb city as well. Anyway, Louis finishing the pyramids. And, oh, well, that, we didn't even see that was underway. All right, well, let the fireworks begin. This is likely to go absolutely nowhere because Brennus is attacking an opponent with metals at a time when he only has metal units. So I don't see this doing much of anything. But Vicky, the wars against Vicky have already begun. Yeah, this is unlikely to do anything. He also picked a bad... Well, I will say this. That city has a lot of chariots in it, and chariots are terrible defenders. But that said, Vicky having the copper tile here probably means that she's pretty safe. The city's also going to pop its borders in 2 turns. But the worrying has begun. This stack is apparently not even going for Nottingham. You know, the smarter thing to do would be to go for London, which is almost completely undefended. He might actually be able to snipe London, and if he did that, that's Vicky's copper source. And she does not have another one. If Brennus actually walked this stack right up to London, he might legitimately be able to take it. But he's probably not going to do that. So, yeah, he is not actually going for it. He's going for Nottingham over here. Louis didn't even have pottery tech up until now. He didn't even have pottery tech. That's wild. Oh, man. Anyway. Yeah, it looks like Surrey-Varman is Surrey-Varman plotting war as well? He's not. I thought for a second he might be. And we know Justinian is not because he doesn't have any metals connected. Alright, I think this stack is just going to attack across the river and just all die doing nothing. No. They turn north. Oh, man. London is almost completely undefended. I swear, if he literally just moves here, he will take this city. It is not well defended. He has enough units, I think, that he can do it. Unless Vicky reinforces. Oh, he turned around and went the other direction. There's literally 3 units in London. Haha, oh man. Don't ever change, Brennus. Oh, that could have been it. That could have been it. Let's see. No, he just... Yeah, okay. Nah, he just threw it away. Hey, kudos to Stalin. He got the other Barb city. Brennus just threw the stack away doing nothing. Brennus. Buddy. You could have attacked here and taken Coventry. You could have attacked at London and you would have gotten the capital and that would have ended the war. But no, he went after Nottingham, and he did kill some of the defenders, but he was attacking across a river against a city with 40% defenses. That just ain't happening. It's not happening, bro. So yeah. That said, Vicky is now being pulled into this conflict that is unlikely to go well for her. She's just got another city over here. She has expanded quite well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Problem is, I suspect someone else will join this fight at some point. Notably, Justinian is still nowhere close to having metals. Oh, never mind. He's actually researching. I was just saying nowhere close, but he is researching ironworking right now. So he will close that window of vulnerability pretty soon, and we'll be okay. We should probably look at the Brennus nosedive on the power graph here. Yeah, not great. Justinian is pretty lucky no one's come after him so far. Pretty lucky no one's come after him thus far, because it's not what you want. It's not what you want. I keep seeing this stack of Surrey-Varman right on the border and wondering what he's doing with that. I can allow this. All right, Justin, just go dinosaur-y. So anyway, this is unlikely to go. As I said initially, this war is unlikely to do much more than just stall out both of these AIs pretty badly. Still, Stalin continuing to get more territory is nice. Now he's going to go auto-raise this Barb City, which won't have much effect, but it will mean that there's open space up here if he wants to go claim it. I'm a little surprised Surya Varman hasn't tried to expand down here. Oh, he's actually building missionaries for Buddhism. That's good for Brennus because it means he'll start converting his other cities to Buddhism as well. Anyway, so yeah, this war... Apparently Brennus is trying to launch another attack up here. I don't think he has enough units, though, to make that work. Maybe if he took his units back and got a larger stack. Well, those Gallic warriors, once they get highly promoted, there's a City Raider 3 axe there. It's actually going to be able to promote to Combat 1 City Raider 3, which is hilarious. And you can promote another Gallic warrior to CR3. Vicky does move first, so she should be able to reinforce this city, but this might actually get captured. Okay. Now, can Brennus hold this city? Probably not. But he did wipe... Oh, we apparently need to refresh the map. We didn't get the message that it was captured. I don't think Brennus can hold this because it's just going to get taken right back. But, you know, it does wipe out all the infrastructure here as it gets captured and recaptured. So that was a nice little minor victory by Brennus. If he could just take out... If he could somehow take out that... Oh, never mind. I was going to say take out that copper. But Vicky is ironworking, so she has multiple sources of metal at this point. Anyway, we'll watch. So I think Coventry is going to get taken right back by Vicky here. Yes, as expected. We'll just keep refreshing the map so we get these messages when cities are captured. And we'll keep watching this one conflict here. Problem for Vicky, though, is she's not going to be able to build infrastructure. She's going to be forced to spend all this time building units, which is going to put her behind, like, vis-a-vis the other AIs. Has to hope that nobody else comes after her, because there's pretty good odds someone else will attack her sooner or later. Anyway, Stalin looks like... Did he ever get something that gives him culture? He got writing tech. Okay, he just went to writing. So now he'll finally... I mean, he's in last place in score, but his overall position in this game is better than his last place in score suggests, because he has a lot of territory. Anyway, yeah, these guys are just trading units kind of fruitlessly right now. Oh! Oh! Stalin has declared war on Justinian. Whoa! Whoa! They had the same religion and everything. Whoa, 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 whoa. I did not see that coming. Okay. They're the two last place leaders in score. Where is Stalin's attack stack, though? Anyway, also that Barb City got auto-raised by one of them. What happened here? So the Byzantines auto-raised that one. Are they over here in Victoria's territory? Oh, they're over here in Vicky's territory. What a bizarre place to attack. They were in Newcastle. That's why I didn't see them. They attacked from Newcastle over here to Nicaea. And I guess there's... Yeah, this is also unlikely to go much of anywhere. The winners of this are Louis and Surya Varman, guys. Both of these wars were not launched very well. Justinian had just enough time to get metals connected. Problem for Justinian is he has 5 cities here. Stalin has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cities. He's almost double the size. So, yeah, it's not looking great for Justinian. I had to say, I didn't love his central starting position. But Stalin is not exactly that strong either. Most likely this war will still stalemate. Justinian's going to have walls every... Oh, no, wait a minute. Stalin captured this city here. Vicky just shrined her city. Okay, a random chariot. Okay, well, now Justinian has 4 cities remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, yeah, that's not a lot of territory right there. Interesting. Well, Stalin is certainly starting to look better. His economy is still quite bad. I am wondering if Surya Varman and Louis both have opportunities to make a move here. Louis looks like he's very much in culture mode. He's researching code of laws. Okay, odd choice, but okay. He wants his own religion very, very badly. So, who does Surya Varman not like? Well, he doesn't like Vicky. No, where's Surya Varman? Here. He doesn't like Victoria. Oh, he doesn't like Justinian either. And Justinian he actually borders. There's a decent chance he's going after Justinian here. We'll see. If he's smart, he's probably going for calendar. Yeah. Probably going for calendar into construction. I knew he had a bunch of calendar resources. I think it's still to Suryavarman's advantage not to fight for the time being. Well, anyway, Justinian only has 4 cities, so that's not looking great for him. By the way, we're on turn 100, so definitely getting some action early on here. I mean, Vicky doesn't have construction either, so she's unlikely to have much more success than Brennus has had. Brennus is going back to Nottingham, which, by the way, is not defended now. Let's look at our graphs real quickly just because we're turn 100. Then I want to get back to the action. So Louis is leading in GMP. Again, a lot of it is culture. And Victoria's second. Suryavarman has basically fixed his economy at this point. Louis is leading in production. Interesting. I didn't expect that. Food. I didn't expect Louis to be that high in food. I think it's because he is using hereditary rule really effectively. Like, look at the size of his cities. 13, 10, 10. Building the Great Lighthouse as well. You can see his cities are just much bigger. Like, Moscow's size 6. Stalin doesn't have a single city above size 6. Because he has no happiness. Look at this. No happiness. It's killing him right now. Yeah, that's why he's so far ahead in all these numbers, is because he's just bigger than everybody else. Plains cows are deceptively filling. Nah, it's because he's got hereditary rule happiness. He's looking good here. He will need to expand, because this is... I do feel like he can not just turtle on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think turtling on 7 cities is going to do it. Some of these AIs are going to start getting quite big with all the warring that's going to happen. Stalin is already starting to get pretty big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hey, Stalin's on 10 cities. Problem for Stalin is his happiness situation is abysmal, and his economy is awful as well. Anyway, yeah, I want to see what's going on down here with Nottingham. Because I think Brennus might have snuck a force large enough to capture this. There's not much in there. 1 sword, 1 spear, 2 archers. I don't know. It's hard to say. With the walls, it might be enough. Now, if he just waited for the rest of this stack to assemble. Meanwhile, Vicky's attacking up here, so we have like a double invasion situation going on. Also, Justinian took Antioch back. I try to keep refreshing the map, but I still miss some of these announcements. So Stalin was not able to hold that, and Stalin was not able to take Nicaea either. I would give him the edge in the long-term fighting, but like I still think the winner of this is Suryavarman, who's going to come plowing in against somebody soon. And if he's smart, he'll even wait until he has construction. Is this going to work here at Nottingham? No. Okay, he pulled back to put more units in the stack, which is not a terrible idea, but it also gives Nottingham more time to whip out units. Ooh, Vicky came close to taking Gergovia. And Louis building the Great Lighthouse is also a really nice wonder for him. It's going to help his... He's finally going to get a religion. We're going to have 4 different religions here. She actually took it, and then it got captured back the same turn. Obviously bad for Brennus, though, because it lost all the infrastructure. So yeah, Vicky's fighting pretty well here against Brennus. Brennus probably should just try to get out of this war. Oh, and they did sign peace. Okay. I was literally like, they should probably try to get out of this war, which is exactly what happened. Okay, so now we're down to just the 1 conflict. Louis beat Stalin to the Great Lighthouse by 1 turn. Brutal for Stalin. Ah, I missed that. Okay. That is brutal for Stalin because his weakness is his economy. 1, 2, and he had 3 coastal cities. Now Louis has 4 coastal cities. That's good for both Vicky and Brennus to get out of that war. Definitely helps both of them a good bit. So we'll watch I guess Stalin's ongoing conflict here. I still think Suryavarman is probably building up to attack Justinian. Just because they've got that religious tension and whatnot. But we'll watch this because this is the only ongoing war right now. I don't think that this war is good for the 2 of them. Alright, so Louis gets his own religion. As we said, though, he needs... If he wants to go the cultural route, he's going to need to get more religions. His score certainly looks great because he's built a gajillion wonders. Also, Surrey Varman, buddy, there's room to settle cities down here. Kind of thought you'd go for some of these. Oh, there's the beret. And Hanging Gardens would be nice, certainly, for Surrey Varman. He has enough cities that that's a solid choice. All right, it's a close. Stalin almost captured Antioch, but then Justinian reinforced. And Louis is converted to his own religion, burning a turn of anarchy in the process. He was the only one who I think did not have a religion. Okay, a lot of great generals being born as Brennus gets into hereditary. Well, that's going to help Brennus because he needed more happiness stuff as well. Similarly, Surrey Varman has a lot of calendar resources, right? He has 1, 2, 3. 3. I thought he had dyes as well. He doesn't have ironwork. I guess he doesn't have ironworking to. Otherwise, he'd have his gems connected as well. He doesn't have hereditary rule for monarchy either. I do think if this war continues, Stalin will eventually start to get the edge, just because he has so many more cities than Justinian. But like, it's not a guarantee by any means. Antioch does look like it's struggling here. Antioch needs to get walls. Oh, wow. Okay. Brennus just right back to war. Right back to war. This time with Louis. He's got decent odds to snipe Rems there. Because it's not that well defended. Let's look at the power graph, by the way. I haven't looked at that in a little while. They're both pretty much tied for power right there. Interesting. Interesting. If this stack attacks quickly enough, though, I think it can take this city. Good news for Vicky, by the way. Vicky got a lot of pressure off her. Well, now the stack turned around and went backwards, but that is a big stack there. No catapults, but a big stack. Now, can Louis stuff enough units in there to keep that safe? That's okay. That is a big stack. All right, and there's what we were expecting, the Surrey Varman war on Justinian. By the way, a lot of words on this game. That is quite bad for Justinian. Quite bad for Justinian. Because he has most of his army off in the west dealing with Stalin right now, where he's fighting for his life. Good news for Stalin, though, the sense that Surrey Varman's on the march here. I think Adrianople is pretty toast at this point. Yeah, a lot of people asking for help in wars. All right, let's see if Rems can hold out here. Did he just build Chichen Itza? Louis literally just finished Chichen Itza. I wonder if that's going to be enough to save him here. And Surrey Varman got the Hanging Gardens. I wonder if that's enough to save him. Now, is this city on a hill? It is not on a hill. It's a lot of units ready to attack here. They have the 75% bonus, though. And these are mostly real defenders. Axes and archers. Let's see if he has enough here. It's very bad for Louis if this city falls. Apparently, nowhere close to falling. I do wonder if Chichen Itza helped swing that. Anyway, Surrey Varman had more luck, though. He was able to capture Adrianople. So, yeah, Brennus, that did not succeed. Brennus is researching construction, of course. Louis did have an extra turn to reinforce. That's right, because he moves first in turn order. It does look like Stalin and Surrey Varman are going to partition Justinian, though. Be interesting to see who gets the Holy City. And if, like, Surrey Varman wants to convert to that. He has been spreading Buddhism in all his cities. But he also has a decent amount of Confucian cities, too. At one time that the beret is generally not built that much, but the AI builds everything, and it is good in the hands of the AI. There's the extra food. Doesn't really need the health. All right, well, let's see what happens over here. I will say Vicky, no one follows Vicky's religion. That's a pretty dangerous position to be in. Pretty dangerous position for her. All right, Brennus looks like he wants to try again. He is unlikely to have more success than the first time. I mean, he tried. He tried. Did not go very well, but he tried. He needs construction, maybe with construction, but right now, buddy, that is not happening, buddy. Not you need. You're not getting unless you're not getting through those 75% cultural defenses. It's just not happening. Thessalonica is currently defended by 1 chariot. If you want to see Brennus getting his army wiped out, womp. Oof. Oh, that's not good. Justinian is looking a little sharkish there on the power graph. Poor Justinian. Justinian looking a little bit sharkish there. Louis is actually tops in power. I did not expect that. I did not expect that. Now, Louis does not have construction either. So it's unlikely. And this city is on a hill, by the way. So until Louis actually gets catapults, he's going to probably be ramming an awful lot of units into Camalodunum. Granted, there's a lot of chariots in here, but still, it's without like a city on a hill with walls. Very, very, very hard to break this until you have catapults. Just need to have some kind of siege unit. By the way, Adrianople only has 2 units in it right now. Suryavarman's building a suspiciously high number of chariots in his army right now. So for the moment, Stalin has not been able to break through anywhere. Let's see if this attack has any success at Camalodunum. The answer is no. Meanwhile, Vicky's like, don't mind me, guys. Don't mind me. I'm just going to sit back here. I have enough on my hands. Brennus, you are in danger, buddy. You are in danger, Brennus. Because I think Vicky is probably coming after you, and you have just picked a fight with Louis. Anyway, Louis' stack did about as well as you would have expected, trying to hit that city on the hill there. We mentioned Brennus is researching construction. All right, here comes Suryavarman's latest stack. Justinian? Bunny? Uh-oh. Justinian? You seem to be missing something there, guys. You seem to be missing something there. Uh-oh. He's building chariots because he doesn't have metal. Look. 1 tile outside his borders. And this got pillaged. Uh-oh. That is not good for the Byzantines. That is what we say a danger sign. Because this stack looks intimidating until you see, wait a minute, it's all chariots and they don't get defensive bonuses. Those spears actually will get great odds. Like these chariots that Suryavarman have that are terrible units, it's just a 50-50 against the chariots defending. Like, because it might as well be out in the open. Plus there's, I mean, like every time a metal unit dies, Justinian can't replace it anymore. So many people about to lose points with Victoria not being first to die. I know, right? All right, yeah, so there's just a couple chariots left in there, and I don't know if Suryavarman... Well, for once, the spears on the offensive are actually very effective units here. He would do better to build... Okay, yeah, I have to moderate the yes, Justin, go die, because understandably, taken out of context, that sounds really horrible. Long-term, Louis researching construction. Again, Brennus is putting himself in a lot of danger here. Like, this is a scary moment for Brennus, but it's an even scarier moment for Justinian. Because I think this city is doomed. Yeah. And he just lost his holy city. Now, he did not shrine this holy city before it got captured. How much culture does Nottingham have, by the way? It hit the 500 culture, so let's see, that's 10, 20. Its borders will pop out to here. So that's going to be very annoying for Suryavarman. Because, like, this Nottingham's borders are going to be very dominant in this area. Kudos for building the Temple of Artemis. But Thessalonica should be, and Adrianople, they'll be able to work the tiles to the south of them. So I don't think these cities are going to flip. Well, not at least if he bothers to put units in there. Which we'll see if Suryavarman's smart enough to do that. Anyway, so far Stalin has not gotten anything out of this war against Justinian. Meanwhile, Suryavarman, who has brought units to the party, came later to the party, is doing much better. Very common pattern as we've seen before. Oh wait, what's this? Oh no, Vicky's not going for Brennus. She's going after Justinian. Well, I mean, that's it. That's it for Justinian. ABC slash Atesh slash Mr. Barbarian. I hope you enjoy those 2 first to tie points for your fantasy team. So we're actually, there was a discussion about this in the Sula Discord today. This looks like it was probably a dogpile war. I think it was Atrin, if I'm getting that name right, was explaining about the different ways that the AI declares war. And one of them is a dogpile war, and it looks like this was a classic dogpile war, if that makes sense. Anyway, Stalin's trying to attack Constantinople, but I don't know if I see that. And then this stack, problem again is Vicky does not have construction, so it's going to be tough. But there's hardly any metal units here. Let's see. Oh, nope, never mind. She just punched her way right in. Those of you who had Victoria, she's looking better and better in this game. Now, the danger thing for her is no one follows her. She is still the 1 high pace weight leader, and no one follows her religion. So she is still in a very dangerous position. But it's looking much better for her now than it did a little while earlier. And Louis is almost done construction. Suryavarman did finish construction tech. Justinian does not have long for this world, but a big question is who's going to get these cities. Because it does matter quite a bit who gets the rest of this. All right, Stalin took Antioch, and so now it's just the capital remaining. Who's also going to get the kill credit point for that. Poor Justinian, this was not his game. He has a decent number of units in here. Islam, wait, what? And he just founded Islam? Okay. That does deny Louis, so he used, what did he use, a great prophet on that? Did he just get a great prophet and pop the theology? Yes, that's what happened. Great prophet, light bulb for theology. So this means that Louis only has 1 religion. If he's going the culture route, it is going to be a little bit tricky. So yeah, the invaders are closing in. You kind of probably want to be like, I think Vicky's actually going to get the kill credit. I think Suryavarman's going to kill some of the defenders, and then I think Vicky's actually going to take the city. Unless Suryavarman gets it on this turn. Nope. Yeah, see, Suryavarman killed some of the defenders. And by the way, Stalin getting Mausoleum is a pretty nice pickup. Yeah, Vicky's going to get this. Which means Thessalonica will probably go over to her eventually as well. Note that Adrianople flipped to her. It was either flipped or it was gifted over to her. And Thessalonica probably as well. So, Suryavarman not really getting anything out of this war. Wait, why did she not attack? Or did she? I guess, did she attack? I'm not sure. Anyway, over here, Brennus is trying to attack, but he doesn't have he is bringing catapults up to the front lines, but they're not there yet. Yeah, Vicky with the kill. Vicky looking great out of the, like, this could not have gone better for her. The big danger for her again is she is the high piece weight AI in this field, and everyone will be predisposed to dislike her, and she has a religion no one else is following. But yeah, she's looking strong here. All right, well, let's go ahead and mark all this down. So Justinian is the first one out. Does not make it back to the championship. Turn 130, so pretty early. Playoff 2, turn 130. Victoria gets the kill. Her 3rd kill. She actually needs 1 more kill to tie Catherine for the Golden Spear Award so far. And she would have the edge because she's still in the running, whereas Kathy is no longer in the running. So Justinian first eliminated. Not a popular pick, I will say that. How many people actually had that out of our 300-ish entries? Some people had it, 135. 27 people? Okay. About 1 in 10. So some people did have it. I'm going to get rid of all these blank spaces at the bottom of the spreadsheet. All right. For fantasy purposes, we do get 2 first to die points out of Justinian for ABC's team. And then Vicky gets the kill credit, so that's a point for Lobster's team. All right. First victim in this game. Again, it is dangerous being in the dead center of the map. And Justinian's tech choices in this game were not good ones. Not good tech choices. So Vicky definitely comes out of this war so much stronger. It looks like she was the big winner of this war. I thought Suryavarman would be the big winner of this war. By the way, he did found 2 cities down here. So kudos to Suryavarman for doing that. I thought Suryavarman would come out the big winner of this war, but actually did not capture any territory except this, which is going to be very, very difficult to hold that. I wouldn't be surprised if that also gets gifted to Vicky. So, yeah, kudos to that. Now we should probably check in on the Brennus versus Louis war over there. Brennus is sieging this city, which is well defended, but it's not on a hill. If the walls come down, I do like Brennus's chances to capture this if he gets the defenses down. I have no idea why most of the stack is standing on flat ground instead of in a forest where they get defensive cover. But, I mean, look, it's a pretty close game right now. So, Vicky looks great, but, like, here's the danger. This is how Vicky feels about everyone else. Annoyed, cautious, annoyed, annoyed. Here's how people feel about her. Cautious, annoyed, annoyed, annoyed. And she's dead center of the map. Just a very dangerous place to be. I do like the fact that Brennus and Suryavarman have that friendly. They are already very strong allies, and I have them top 2 in this game, so I am liking that. I am liking that. Who does Suryavarman like the most? He doesn't like Vicky. Yeah, Vicky would probably be his next choice or someone to go after. I don't know if I favor him one-on-one against Victoria, though. I think Vicky might win that one-on-one. But we'll just have to see. And then Stalin doesn't like her either. Oh, no, instead. Okay. Okay. Well, that was certainly fast. All right, Stalin. Okay, then. Barely even had to wait. I mean, I have the 11 wars, so we might be going high on the war counter in this one. What are the odds that Suryavarman swaps to Confucianism? It's possible because he has the Holy City. It's certainly possible. All right. What's the relationship between these two in terms of power? Well, Stalin's a little bit higher right now. I believe Suryavarman has construction and Stalin does not. Just to check their military text. Yeah, Stalin is missing a lot of... Oh, never mind. Stalin does have construction. Okay. He beelined it pretty heavily. Suryavarman, though, has feudalism. Does not have... Suryavarman needs to go horseback riding for elephants. All right, and yeah, Stalin was slightly ahead in terms of power. Interesting. Okay, I was not expecting these two to go to war at all. Like, not in the least. But, okay, they're about the same in size overall. Interesting. Anyway, well, we'll keep an eye on both of these wars then. Again, Vicky not being in either of these conflicts is fantastic for her. She gets to be in the catbird seat and just pick her moment. All right, Louis gets his shrine, but his religion is not spread at all, so that's not a very relevant shrine. So here comes Stalin. This is Stalin's main stack here. And Suryavarman's main stack is here. So who moves first? Stalin moves before Suryavarman in turn order. That's probably bad for Stalin in the sense that whoever attacks is going to lose here because of the defensive bonuses. So you want to be the one not attacking. I think Suryavarman got the worst of that, from what I'm seeing. I think Suryavarman attacked and it didn't... I think he was the one who actually attacked. Anyway, we'll get back to that because no city's actually under threat. Now, there's a lot of defenders in here. The problem is, if the defenses are down and the catapults go in and collateral everything, Brennus is going to clean up. Like, you never... In Civ 4, you don't want to just sit in the city... Like, once the defenses are down, you kind of have to attack out. Because if you just sit there, all your units get collateraled to death. And it gets really, really ugly. Did the chat fix? I think it was off the screen briefly. So I think this might go badly for Louis here. Looks like a lot of fighting, but no one decisively broke through there, from what I can see. A lot of injured units on both sides. I think Louis is held, but it's still close. Anyway, Stalin is still holding here for the time being. I think Louis is held against this attack. I thought that Brennus might have it, but it looks like Louis is held. Meanwhile, over here, Stalin is still... Oh, wait. It looks like did he lose some of his stack? Or what is he doing? Also, by the way, that Confucian Holy City did go over to Vicky as well. She actually has 3 Holy Cities now, which is interesting. And Louis building Statue of Zeus is certainly going to be annoying for Brennus. Yeah, I don't think Brennus has enough there. He actually needs to bombard the defenses again. Well, this really couldn't have gone much better for Victoria. Suryavarman is tied up with... Stalin, and Louis is tied up with Brennus. Like, these wars are not going anywhere, which means no one's going to be able to dogpile Victoria, even though she is very unpopular in this world. But as long as these wars are raging, like, she's not in any danger as long as these are going on. She can actually pick her fights if she wants to. I'm a little bit surprised that she's been able to dodge aggression this well. Seems to have happened a lot this year. We have, like, these high peace weights that just somehow manage to dodge aggression in a lot of these games. Yeah, Stalin, this stack is still one. He has another stack coming in, but Suryavarman's building his own force over here. Okay, Suryavarman, that was not... Why did you attack across a river into a jungle tile? Suryavarman's not taking some very good trades here. And yeah, Vicky is top power because she's not fighting right now. Yeah, Brennus's attack has been a failure at this point. Orleans came under a pretty good siege, but has managed to hold without not much of an issue. She actually settled even another city over here. Yeah, I did not think that Victoria would be the one who would get almost all of Justinian's territory. Look, she ended up with Nicaea, which she conquered herself, Constantinople, which she took herself, and then flipped Thessalonica, flipped Adrianople. That is just an absolute dream scenario. Like, that is a dream scenario. And every turn that goes by with these two fighting and these two fighting is another awesome turn for her. Because she's just going to get further and further ahead the longer these guys fight. If they can't work together against Vicky, she's just going to run away with this game. Like, unpopular leader or not, if you give her enough, give the financial leader enough time, you know, that was always a possibility, but I don't feel like it was the most likely possibility, but it is always something that can happen. So Stalin's trying to break through here. He's not having much in the way of success, though. Suryavarman has not picked his moments especially well in this game. Financial Matrix bullet time dodge the war declarations. I mean, she got attacked one time. The thing that surprised me was Brennus going after Louis there, and then Stalin just like instantly attacking Suryavarman. Just surprised that took place. Again, these AIs obviously should stop these wars because both of these AIs seem to be pretty evenly matched. It's a lot of catapults. A lot of catapults. I don't know if there's enough actual attacking units here for Stalin to have much success. He's also attacking across a river onto a hill, which is just not a good idea. I think he's going to attack this turn. If Stalin's going to attack, it's going to be this turn. Yeah, that where did the Stalin stack go? Did they sign peace? Because if not, his units, like, what happened? Did they all die? What happened there? Because there were units here, and then all of a sudden there weren't. I guess they died? Well, look, I'll look on the power graph and see if they somehow went somewhere else. Not culture or power. Yeah, okay. It looks like they got cleaned up pretty badly. Looks like that did not go very well. Meanwhile, this siege is just continuing to go on. Actually, Brennus looks like he has somewhat gotten the edge in this siege over here. Somewhat surprisingly. Considering he's last in score in this game. He does have an awful lot of promotions on some of those Gallic warriors. There's a Gallic warrior with 23 XP over here. So that's a little bit wild. A little bit surprising right there. Anyway, it is turn 150. We'll just look at the graphs real quick. GMP, Louis is technically still in the lead there. Production, Victoria looks like she's gotten the edge. Yeah, she's gotten the edge there as well. Power, we just saw her power-wise with the tops, and then culture. And okay, Surya Varman now has a stack moving out as well. Okay, oh, now he's going to try to return the favor at Yekaterinburg over here, which is not especially well defended. But Stalin now it'll just be reversed, and Stalin will have a chance to shove defenders into that city. Meanwhile, yeah, this city is not that well defended, but Louis does keep adding more units to it. He's going to found a second religion here with philosophy. Oh, whoa! I guess sometimes you just keep beating your head against the... You just keep beating your head against the wall, and eventually your head busts through the wall or something. I guess eventually you just smash your head straight through that wall. I was not expecting that. Wow, okay. This dude, yeah, I was going to say Louis does have metal, right? Because he's building an awful lot of horse archers, which are not good. I wonder if this is him being in culture mode and just not building enough units. Because Brennus, if you say what you will about him, he does build an awful lot of units. He's going to build units and build units and build units. That is not going to be an issue for him. All right, interesting. Well, let's see if Surya Varman can do what Stalin could not in terms of getting through the defenses of a nearby city. I don't think he's going to have any more luck either, given that there's now longbows on the part of Stalin. I don't think he's going to have any more luck. Yeah, I don't think he has enough here to take Yekaterinburg. Both of these border cities being up on hills makes it very, very difficult for them to get captured. Maybe if... anyway. Yeah, I just don't think that's happening. Sort of attack down here. The city is not on a hill and is almost completely undefended. That would have been an easy target to snipe for Surya Varman. So I don't think this is going to happen, but I've been wrong before. No, that stack just... They all died. And they did very, very little to Stalin. So these two are just not doing anything, which is, again, fantastic for Victoria. Brennus is actually having more luck. This city over here, Rems, is not very well defended. Did Orleans have any wonders in it, just out of curiosity? No, it did not. Louis does have an awful lot of wonders, though. And he's got a shrine over here, which would certainly be nice for Brennus to capture. Victoria to win by domination. I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, these two are just fighting in the jungles, and it's just like, name your war in Southeast Asia of choice here. It's just like horrific for both sides. The best thing they could do is, for either one of them, would be to just sign peace and get out of this conflict as fast as possible. Anyway, so Rems is under siege, but that's going to take a little while. I guess there's actually a lot of... Never mind, there's a lot of catapults over there. Louis, is this really the time to be building wonders, Louis? All right, Surya Varman Colossus is legitimately a nice wonder for him, because he has quite a bit of water tiles that he's working there. But right now, the Stalin-Surya Varman front is just total stalemate. Neither side's going anywhere. By the way, Vicky, would you like to join one of these conflicts? Yes, she would. Well, who does she not like? Well, she doesn't really like anyone very much. She could be attacking any of them. She could certainly swing any of these wars. Kind of amazing how well this has been setting up for her, honestly. Like, almost shocking how well it's setting up for her. Let's see if we can find where her stack is. Alright, her stack is right here, so... Could be Surya Varman. Who, by the way, Surya Varman's looking great, aside from Victoria potentially declaring war. That would be just my luck that Vicky would pile in here and kill Surya Varman to just completely ruin my pick. You guys know it. Whatever I pick, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I am wondering if we're seeing like the 10 to 20% of games where Vicky somehow dodges every dog pile and ends up being really strong. Because, like, there's no question that Vicky can be strong on this map. Like, her land is outstanding. The problem is every single leader in the game is predisposed to hate her. Every leader in the game is predisposed to hate her guts. But, like, yeah, sure, if she somehow never gets attacked, then, yeah, she'll do awesome. Yeah, Louis wants to go for another religion. Yep, he's going for Divine Right. Definitely seems to be in culture mode. Yeah, he is spreading multiple religions around. He's 100% in culture mode. Alternate histories, no wins for Victoria. She still hasn't won this game yet, but she is looking very strong. Like, I don't ever want to say that someone has a game wrapped up this early, because they don't. But it certainly would be a good idea for Stalin and Suryavarman to get out of their war, which is literally killing both of them. It's just torpedoing both of their chances to win the game. That said, Brennus is starting to get pretty strong here. If he actually gets the chance to run over Louis, he could be in a decent enough shape. Could be, though. He is almost 1,000 points behind Vicky in score, and he's way behind in tech. So even if he takes over Louis, well, he just got attacked by Victoria. So, yeah. Goodbye, Brennus. He was looking so good too. He just ruined. I mean, it's hard to say Brennus doesn't have this coming, considering that he attacked Victoria earlier in the game. Can't say he doesn't have this coming. But somehow Vicky has not been attacked by anyone else, amazingly. Just when Brennus was starting to take over, what's his name's territory? Louis' territory. I think it's going to be tough for Louis to win a cultural victory from this position. We've seen crazier stuff before, but he's taken so much damage. I do think it's going to be tough for him to win. Not impossible, but I think it's going to be tricky for him to win from here. Anyway, this looks really bad for Brennus because Vicky is ahead in tech, and the power graph looks like this. Did you guys think that it was going to look like this? Because I did not. I did not think we were going to see this in the game right now. But it does look like she's about to just run over Brennus without any difficulty here. Yeah, things have just played out in such a way that it's gone really, really well for her. And it just could not possibly have broken more in her favor that Stalin decides he's going to launch this completely useless war with Suryavarman that just does nothing other than wreck both of their games. And Brennus also deciding he's going to go attack, what's his name? Louis. Which is also ruining both of their games at the same time. Meanwhile, these two, Stalin and Suryavarman, are literally just throwing armies at each other in the jungle that go nowhere. It could not possibly have broken better for Vicky. And now she's running around with maces and knights against Brennus, who is, like, barely medieval. I mean, he has crossbows and longbows, but, like, he is not at the same tech level. She has, like, mostly the next generation of units, and she's got the most territory, and she has financial trait. Yeah, it's pretty ugly. I mean, kudos to her. Like, I'm not saying it's not deserved. Vicky's playing an amazing game, but I do feel it's almost it is just reminiscent of the game in the opening round where, like, Gandhi just inexplicably dodged aggression the whole game, and then just, like, ended up winning. Although this has actually been a better performance than Gandhi, because this is not just dodging aggression. This is, like, legitimately being the strongest AI on the map. Yeah, Brennus, nice knowing you, buddy. Nice knowing you, bud. It's not looking good. This is also looking like a game where maybe the picking contest is not going to score very well, because Justinian first to die was not popular. Vicky to win was not popular. Anyway, still a long way to go. But Vicky, let's just say Vicky's stocks are up in this game right now. By the way, how long is this Stalin versus Suryavarman war going to go on? With, like, absolutely no progress on either side. Kind of remarkable how long it's gone on with no progress. Anyway, so yeah, now we're just kind of waiting for Vicky. I will say that the fact that she got almost all of Justinian's territory at basically no effort at all, or very, very minimal effort, was just magnificent for her. Absolutely crazy that she got Justinian's territory. Now, granted, she declared war. She captured cities off him. It's not like she sat on her butt doing nothing. But it is remarkable how well things broke. Like, it just could not have played out better. Vicky's Doom stack is over here. I mean, it's 40 units. That's pretty good. It's less that it's like enormous, and more that that technologically she's more advanced than the other AIs here. Yeah, Brennis, you might want to stop sieging up Louis cities at this point. Might want to stop sieging up Louis cities. Is anything happening in this Stalin Suryvarman war? It just feels like they've been going at it for ages with absolutely no progress. Oh well, at least we can keep doing these turns relatively quickly because there's not that much going on in the game right now. Unless, yeah, Vicky's doesn't have anything going on up there. So I think Brennis has done enough damage to Louis to probably knock him out of winning a cultural victory. But he's left himself... Alright, wait, here... Where is Vicky's... And he keeps relentlessly building wonders. He doesn't have much territory. He does only have 3 religions as well, which is not a ton. I guess he technically has 4 religions. I guess he has 4. But he just doesn't have much in the way of territory. And he beat off this attack on his capital without too much trouble. But let me just put it this way. If Louis can win a cultural victory from this position, then just like hats off to him. Vicky also has not exactly been pushing her attack very quickly here. I just don't know what these two are doing. It's rare to see AIs engage in a war that's this self-destructive on both sides. Now there's even catapults or castles on Suryvarman's side, so this is not going anywhere. I guess this is what happens when both sides have their border cities on like on top of hills that just neither side can even remotely break through. And now we went free religion. And Stalin took us a golden age. Where is Vicky's stack gone? Where is it? I probably missed it somewhere. Can we see Suryvarman versus Stalin tech? Sure. Suryvarman has basically finished the medieval age and is just starting the Renaissance. That is what we call a gap in technology. They are mostly using the same units for the moment, but Suryvarman is like a dozen techs ahead. That is not a good look there. I wonder if knights will be enough to start swinging that. It's just very hard to break longbows in a city on a hill in this era, especially once castles start showing up. Anyway, yeah, where did Vicky send her military? Here it is. Well, here's at least part of it. Oh no, that's her main stack. It has 49 units in it. Where is that going? I think she's sending it up here for some reason. I don't... Okay, yeah, she's sending it up here for... Who knows what region. Why she would be doing that, I don't have a clue. But apparently that's where she's going. Again, these wars have not really served a good purpose for any side here. Orleans was recaptured. Yeah. Unsurprisingly, Brennis in the two-front war. Louis can actually... Well, this is good for Louis. He can get his cities back, and he can potentially even get more cities if Brennis goes into collapse mode, which now seems likely here. Suryvarman has apparently chosen to go for education. Again, it does feel like Vicky just continues pulling ever further ahead here. It's like, why did all of the low peace weights just decide to destroy each other? I mean, I should back up. That's always a possibility. The high peace weights that won't declare war at please, they can get along with each other much more easily. The low peace weight AIs, they're likely to tear apart the high peace weights, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just all go after each other's throats instead, and like that can happen. We have seen it happen in games. So that absolutely is a possibility. And we just seem to have rolled one of those games where for whatever reason, things worked out in the favor of Vicky in terms of how like the diplomatic war dice roll is shaped out. Anyway, this city has a lot of units in it. I know Stalin has a lot of attackers, but I'm just not seeing how they deal with the maces and longbows in a city on a hill across a river. I just don't see how they... Yeah, that did not happen at all. And yeah, Louis has now cleared his territory of Brennus units. Just remarkable. Remarkable that someone can be the only high peace weight AI, run a religion that no one else in the game is running, and yet somehow still avoid getting attacked more than one time at the very start of the game. Just remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. Vicky's land quality is the best. Yes, there's no question about that. There's no question about that. But she has been dodging aggression in the craziest way in this game. You guys, you cannot tell me that this was the most likely outcome from what we're seeing here. Can we see Louis' top cities? His third top city is Marseille, which is 38 turns to get to 5,000 culture. I wouldn't say that that's super likely. Anyway, Gergovia is going to get captured here. Yeah, you guys keep putting in here. Yeah, I mean, it's just whatever I pick, it doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. No matter what I pick, it doesn't happen. The only game I got the winner right was like a miracle that it actually happened. It just doesn't matter what I pick. It literally doesn't matter. It will not happen once I pick it. And like this has happened the last 2 seasons. It was the same way in season 8. I literally don't understand it. And I can run the alternate histories, and a lot of the time the picks are much better. I mean, I know you guys don't want to hear me just complaining. I'm saying Victoria's played a really good game. But it's literally remarkable. Whatever I pick just does not happen. It's truly impressive at this point. I also cannot get over that this Stalin-Suryavarman war is still just literally just complete death for both sides. The degree to which Stalin murdered Suryavarman's game is difficult to put in words when he launched that war. He just completely murdered Suryavarman's game by forcing him into this war that's has gone nowhere the entire time. Meanwhile, Vicky's going to get all of Brennus's land, and at that point, it's just game over. At that point, you cannot catch a financial leader who has that much more territory than everyone else. I am curious to see if she's going to end up pushing for potential domination, which is a real possibility. Everybody still hates her. She could legit go for I guess Louis likes her because they've got the mutual military struggle and apparently the shared civic bonus. But she could legit just like keep going and rolling through everybody else on this map. I would not be shocked at all to see her just keep going. Because she doesn't like Stalin and she doesn't like Suryavarman very much either. There's every reason to think that she will just keep right on going. And the main reason she likes, what's his name, Louis, is because it's her, he's running her favorite civic, right? I thought she had favorite civic plus there. Oh no, wait, that's how Louis feels about her. Never mind. She likes him just because mutual military struggle. Sorry, I was reading it backwards. That's my bad. But yeah, she doesn't like Suryavarman at all. She doesn't like Stalin that much either, because of all the religious stuff. I mean, her relations are better with Louis because they're fighting the same opponent. But that's about it. She still doesn't really like the other AIs at all. I mean, there's every reason to believe she's just going to like knock over the other AIs after she takes over Brennus. Because she is opening up a bigger and bigger and bigger lead. And she's also taking over some of the most fertile parts of the map too. These beautiful river valleys that with financial traits you can just accelerate through. You'd like to go to a casino and pick the exact opposite of whatever I do. I mean, kind of. Like I've already done the alternate histories for one game, and like the leader I picked in that game was the most likely AI to win on the map, and by a wide margin. It just didn't happen at all in the game that we watched on live stream. Anyway, can Suryavarman ever break through against Stalin here? What did he take with free tech, by the way? It almost feels like what Suryavarman and Stalin do doesn't really matter. I think he just took nationalism. That said, he is 1 tech away from cuirassiers, which would be very good against everything that Stalin has. Hey, he's going to build Taj Mahal for the Golden Age. Again, if in an alternate reality where Stalin attacked Victoria instead of Suryavarman, we might actually be seeing Suryavarman running away with the game right now. And like the alternate reality where Stalin attacked Victoria, But that did not happen in this game. And Louis is going to take this city, which he did not previously own. Are we planning on emergency alternate histories? We'll have to think about it. I'll think about it after we're done with this. Anyway, so that was the holy city for Brennus's religion. But there's no shrine in there. Even though Buddhism is a pretty widely practiced religion, there's no shrine in there. Anyway, Suryavarman is sieging. Yet again, has another siege going on. Just needs a unit that's strong enough to enable to kill longbows on a hill, which are very difficult to kill in the medieval era. But really what's going on is we're just watching Brennus get taken down here. That Golden Age will definitely help Suryavarman, though. Oh, did Louis sign peace with Brennus? Or did his stack just attack? And I think his stack just attacked and died. Meanwhile, Vicky is instead going to take over the siege now. Yep. Vicky's going to get every single city. At which point in time, like, it's just, like, how does anyone catch up to her? And then it's just the question of who is the second place leader that makes it in. The unfortunate part about this is we might be shaping up for yet another championship, which is mostly high piece weight AIs, which is bad in the sense that the game kind of turns into a builder fest, and like that's not as exciting as when we have like a real competition. It's just like for whatever reason, these high piece weight AIs that are more builderish just keep having really good results this year, and it happened in the last season too. Like I don't think we've done anything in particular. I think that just the odds, these games are just like playing out that way. In like odd ways that cause these games. Yeah, I mean, Vicky is being very ruthless here. She is absolutely ripping through Prentice. So yeah. And Suryavarman is working on sieging this down. I mean, I don't think he breaks through here. There's just so many units on defense. Like neither one of these can ever break through the other's defenses because they're so strong. These border cities are just like impenetrable. They're gonna have to get gunpowder units to break through, and like that's taking forever. Like we could look at all the stats, but like there's not much to say. Camalodunum could flip to France. It definitely could, but that is not a particularly valuable city. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Louis also being on 7 cities means he can only build 2 sets of cathedrals. He's definitely trying to go for the cultural victory. He's just not very close to it. He's definitely making an attempt at it. I would say if he managed to win culture from here over like a Vicky space or domination, that would be a pretty ridiculous ending. Always a possibility though. He was gonna die to Brennus, by the way, if Vicky hadn't come charging in. He was losing. He had already lost 2 of his border cities, and like Paris was going to be next, so he came in at it. Vicky came in at a good time, certainly. Anyway, well, Suryavarman is bringing more units up. Let's see if he has any success. I think... Anyway, okay. Well, did kill some of the units. Question, though, why would you... I still don't understand why you would attack when there's 24% left. Like, why wouldn't you just knock it down to 0? I've never understood why the AI does that. Very random. Anyway, but Bract is... Oh, the salvation for Brennus. There's 2 catapults in the stack, so Vicky will stand there bombarding for ages and ages on end. Suryavarman has apparently decided to go all the way to democracy tech and ignore the military stuff. But sooner or later, he's going to have to go for those techs. Suryavarman is making a little progress here. He has more units coming up. But I think again, if he literally could have just walked into this city at any point in time over like the last 10 years. Or this city, which is also undefended. Could have maybe picked a better targeting there. A lot of units healing. I was going to say, hope that the defenders have a medic unit there. Stalin does have a ton of siege units that don't get defensive bonuses, so Yekaterinburg is not as well defended as it might look like. Yeah, but Bract is going to take a while until more siege shows up there. It just, once again, it doesn't feel like either side can make progress right now. This is just the siege that never ends, the struggle that never ends between these two. And Vicky, if she had remembered to bring more than 2 catapults, this would already be over. I'm keeping the camera over at Yekaterinburg because it feels like something might actually happen over here. All right, so environment researching military tradition, so that'll at least unlock cuirassiers. You don't have to worry about the wall and castle defenses. But the rest of the units here are not. I mean, it's just like neither side can break through. They're just very evenly matched. Building all those war elephants. How's Vicky doing over here? Very, very slowly making progress. Louis will bring some siege units over here. So yeah, Louis has some siege units, so these defenses will start to go down a little faster. Yeah, now that, so we wonder if Louis will actually attack. I don't think Louis is enough to break through, though. All Louis can really do is knock down the defenses. I mean, he tried, and it didn't really work. Vicky getting the Golden Age. Even more units coming up here. Again, Stalin has so many siege units in Yekaterinburg, he doesn't really have that much in the way of defense. But I think Vicky's actually going to attack over here. Nope, never mind. Still waiting. I mean, that stack obviously takes the city as soon as it attacks. Alright, I was on the wrong side again. So Bobrak does get captured. Goes all the way down to size 2 with its 5 military great generals. So Brennus just has 2 cities remaining. Again, I would expect Vicky to get both of them. I'm wondering, are we finally going to see some action here? Well, there's not a... Okay. I mean, again, more attacking, but just can't break through. The defenses are just too strong on both sides. So this endless war that goes nowhere continues. Also, Sir Varman could have had rifling a long time ago if he wanted to. He went all the way to democracy and military tradition. He has liberalism, economics, corporation, chemistry, scientific method, now going communism. Meanwhile, Stalin is, 15 techs behind, but they're still fighting at the same military tech because Sir Varman refuses to research anything military. So anyway, that's not going anywhere. Apparently the last crossbow captured that. Meanwhile, Vicky's about to pick up redcoats, at which point in time she basically becomes invincible because there's no way she can get conquered at that point. Brennus also is converted to Vicky's religion. It's like, no, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Yeah, you are very dead. There are no siege units in this stack, by the way, so as soon as they walk up, they will attack, and that will be it. Rest in peace, my second place pick. R.I.P. I mean, the game is over. Victoria is going to win. The question now is who's going to get that second place spot and move on to the championship. Because the game is over as far as who actually gets first place. And it's just going to be up to, it's really just going to be up to Vicky who she wants to bring along to the championship with her. Because she can take out whoever she wants in the other spots. She's also gained, she's already at 38% land area. So she's at like 40% already. She would get close to the victory if she took out either Stalin or... now, she likes Louis. She could get close to... And she does not like Suryavarman at all. If she took out Stalin and Suryavarman, she would definitely hit domination. Anyway, let's go and mark this in. So Brennus, we're literally just going backwards up the list. Suryavarman looks like he might be next. There's a decent chance that she backdoors Louis into second place, even though I don't think he is in any way deserving. But maybe. So Brennus gets knocked out on turn 219. Turn 219. Vicky picks up another kill. She is now the leader in the Golden Spear Award for most kills this season. 4 kills. She ties Catherine, but Catherine's already been eliminated, so she would get the award if it stays that way. 4 kills already. All right, so for fantasy purposes, we knock out Brennis on Vicarious's team with scoring no points. And then Vicky picks up another point. Vicky, by the way, has been an absolute monster for Lobster. The funny thing is, I'm pretty sure Vicky never should have made it out of her opening round game. The fact that she won that game, I think, was utterly ridiculous. I think when we run the alternate histories, we'll see that Vicky was like a very, very low odds to make it out of that opening round game. Anyway. So, yeah, just strange things happen when we play these games sometimes. Now, when you do, 13 games, you're going to get some odd results in some of them. It's not going to be predictable in every game. But it is wild the way that she had such a bad starting position in both her opening round game and her playoff game here. And, she's just still crushing it in both of them. Louis might win Culture now. I mean, is it possible? Sure. But I would be surprised if, Louis is not... I mean, his city is 445 turns away right now. He's not even remotely close. Marseille, where's Marseille? That's his other city. I mean, this city is 360 turns away. I feel like Vicky can probably finish this, even if she never fights another war again. I do feel like she can finish the spaceship by early turn 300s. I'm struggling to see how Louis can get all of these cities over the cultural line before then. But we'll see. It's not impossible. Would need a lot of stalemating to go on. I mean, Victoria's best chance to win is literally just to take out the AIs that she already dislikes. She's going to have rifling tech long before anyone else. And she could easily run over these other AIs. Yeah, yet again, that attack goes nowhere. Back to stalemate yet again on this front between the two of them. One thing is when the AI starts to get close to domination, they do seem to get more aggressive a lot of the time. I mean, she is 1,000 points ahead of Surya Varman already. The AI often seems to start getting more aggressive when they start getting close to domination. Maybe that's just a perception thing, but I think there is actually some logic that when they get close to certain victory conditions... Oh, by the way, Surya Varman actually did something. He actually did take a city off Stalin. Who, by the way, Stalin looks like he might actually be going for rifling tech here. Let's see what Surya Varman goes for. Nope, he's going for astronomy. Okay. He's just determined to pull his punches in this game. Nope, Stalin is just on printing press. He still has a long... I mean, again, Stalin is right here. He still doesn't even have music or philosophy. And meanwhile, Surya Varman is all of these other techs. All the way up here at... He's going physics now. Okay. Just dude, just get this. This will let you beat Stalin. Stop researching everything other than this. Pretty wild. Yeah, if you're curious about power, it's... Yeah, it's pretty ugly. It's pretty ugly overall. Even just having the Cuirassiers and nothing better than Cuirassiers has still been allowing Surya Varman to dominate a lot of these battles. But he has absolutely no chance if Vicky does anything. And I think she might be building... I mean, she has a stack right here. I mean, she's about to declare war again. Like I said, when the AI gets to this point, they just want to close out the game. And I think she's going to try to close this out by hitting Surya Varman and then probably someone else. I mean, she would probably get to pleased with Stalin if she hits Surya Varman, because then they'd have the mutual military struggle bonus. But that is unlikely to last the entire game. That does decay over time eventually. And Vicky can declare war at pleased, remember. She is not an AI that gets locked at pleased relations. Oh my god. Okay. Haha, yes, I misclicked. You guys don't need to put it in the chat. Fortunately, we can reload very quickly, and we have save the random seed on reload. So we can just very quickly be right back to where we were. And no, that of course does not tick up the war counter. Alright. Surya Varman actually is, yeah, and there's the war declaration. Well, remember what I said about my picks in this game? She also just built the Confucian Shrine. Yeah, I mean, if I pick it, if I pick it, it's not happening. You guys know this by now. If I pick it, it's not going to happen. Well, rest in peace, Surya Varman. Goodbye. Does she have any... I don't think she even has any siege in this stack, which is actually a good thing. She won't stop to bombard the defenses. Not a very widely spread religion over there for Shrine. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be short and very, very painful for Surya Varman here. As Vicky just slices right through him like he's not even there. Again, Stalin. The way that Stalin just absolutely murdered Surya Varman's game is remarkable in this one. He absolutely murdered Surya Varman's game with that war declaration. Well, anyway, we'll just continue. I mean, I'm going to try to do the turns somewhat quickly because there's... I mean, the only real question is, who is Vicky going to keep attacking here? Because she will take out whoever. Whoever she goes after is just so dead. She already has the redcoats, and she's about to unlock calves. And, like, how does anyone... Everybody else is on medieval units, so, like, how does that even work? Louis did get this city, Camalodunum, which is noteworthy. So he's up to 8 cities. But I just don't really see how he can win by culture before Vicky achieves some other victory condition. Probably domination at this point. All she has to do is hit Louis or Stalin, and then she would win. Now, granted, she's going to be pleased with both of them, but she's not going to be friendly with both of them, and she can declare war at pleased. And when she's this close to domination, it's likely that she will try to hit one of them. I mean, again, there's no siege in this stack, and that's a good thing. Because there's an awful lot of knights and muskets and whatnot that will just cut right through this. I mean, this is not even taking any amount of time. She's just literally walking from city to city. She's like, Stalin, you can have that one. I'm going to take everything else. It's unfortunate for Surya Varman because he was legitimately pretty strong on this. Not even like just on this map, but like in this game. I think if he had actually gone for rifling tech, I think he would have either taken out Stalin or taken most of his territory. But he, for whatever reason, did one of those, I will research everything except rifling tech. And you saw the results. The game stalemated, and then Vicky just decided she was going to end this one very quickly. I mean, he's researching rifling now, but he's not going to get there in time. He'll finish it when he has like 4 cities left, and it's going to be too late. It's this is about as ugly as we've seen in terms of how quickly an AI is falling. Every city and every turn, another city goes down. Didn't even give this one over to Stalin. This is remarkable. Remarkable how fast Vicky is eviscerating this guy. We asked for redcoats and we got them. Yeah, Willem Gambit indeed. So Stalin will probably... This city will probably be gifted to Stalin, but everything else is going to be kept by Vicky. And I think she's going to get pretty much everything else. Like, she has so many units. She wasn't even using calves for that portion of the war. She was using knights and redcoats. But now she has calves as well. And they can just walk right up to the cities and murder the defenders. There, I mean, this has just been such a blitzkrieg. Do you want to look at the graph, by the way? It's pretty ugly. I mean, this is unreal. An AI to be this far ahead of everybody else. It's just practically unreal. Surrey and Louis, are they? No, they're not. Are they? Did Surrey Varman declare war on Louis? I didn't think so. No, that didn't happen. I did not miss a war, you guys. We got the Victoria against Surrey Varman. No, we didn't miss a war. I'm pretty confident we didn't miss a war there. I think we would have... if I miss one, then the whole chat jumps on it immediately, which I do occasionally. Not 8 turns after the fact, one person's like, you may have missed one. I'm pretty sure that we have the correct count. Anyway, so Stalin wants to capture this, but I don't think he has much of a shot. So Surrey Varman did get to rifles, but it was too little too late in this one. Anyway, so there's only one city left. By the way, Vicky can take an even firmer control of the Golden Spear Award if she captures this city for her 5th kill of the season here. And then the question is just, is she going to go for one other leader to get the domination ending, which I suspect she will, because she's going to be, she already has the population. She's going to be at about 56, 57% land area after this. Now, granted, again, she is, oh no, she actually dropped down to cautious with Louis. Dropped down to cautious with Louis. She's also, or she could just, you know, launch the spaceship, but I suspect that she's just going to attack one of these AIs and end the game. That was unbelievable how fast she murdered Surya Varman, who was, again, the second strongest AI on this map after her. She was strong, like, Surya Varman was stronger than anyone else in this field. And she just went through him, like, again, the hot knife through butter analogy. That was absolutely brutal, how quickly she annihilated him. Oh my god. Okay, now the question is, who is going to get second? Which is an interesting question, to be sure. Well, we'll mark this down. Again, we continue just going backwards on the list here. So, is she going to attack Stalin just because of the list that we have here? Anyway, Surya Varman gets eliminated on turn 253. We have turn 253. Vicky with her 5th kill. She continues this monster season. So another point for Lobster. And we close out Kajatlik's team, which, you know, some years it's your year. Season 8 was good to Kajatlik. It just his leaders did not have good seasons this year. Unfortunately, it do be like that sometimes. All right, let's go back to the bracket. Well, we might have a fast game here again. I mean, she's played awesome in this game. This is not Gandhi in that opening round game where, like, he played well, but he was insanely lucky. She has been lucky in this game, but she has played out of her freaking mind as well. She has been so strong. All right, she is cautious with both of them. So the question is really just who's going to draw the short straw here. And she is already plotting war. Already. She is not messing around here, you guys. So, I have no idea which one of these she's plotting. I guess we'll find out pretty soon. Could we maybe get to at least turn 275 so I can get a point for the victory date? Hey, at least I have domination. At least I have domination as the victory condition. So I'll take that. At least I have domination as the victory condition. She has so many units running around right now. I have no idea where her stack is. Does she still have open borders with both of them? She does. So if you're curious about her unit count, it looks like she has what? We looked at this before. Isn't it the case that we're like supposed to add the 356 and 76? So I think she has 420 something units. And then Louis has about 100. And Stalin has like 150. So one of these two leaders is going to be in the championship with her. I don't know which one that is going to be. I'm not sure that either. I feel like Stalin would be more deserving because he's played a better game here. I feel like Louis has really done nothing at all in this game. So I kind of would rather see her backdoor Stalin than Louis. Because Louis is just going to go for a cultural victory if he goes to the championship, and that might be not the most interesting thing. But then we'd have Stalin in the championship. I don't really like Stalin either. Anyway, so Vicky, are you going to make your move here? What's it going to be? And if you're curious here, Marseille on the cultural victory is currently 111 turns away. Now, he can probably speed that up a bit. He's not running the slider yet. But I feel like, I mean, Vicky could just probably launch the spaceship before that city gets over the cultural. Well, actually, no, she actually has a lot of tech still to go. I just find it hard to believe that she would not declare war on one of these AIs and try to win the victory that way. We'll see, though. Louis winning from here would be about as undeserved an outcome as conceivably possible. But we'll see. Ramses and Louis could block each other from culture. That's true. If they each try to secure all the... If they each try to go culture. Well, it's Stalin is the target, you guys. She apparently wants to hit Stalin. Okay. Nine wars. Apparently she wants to go after Stalin. Where is her doom stack? Here. Here is the doom stack. That is 181 units, 114 cavalry, 52 redcoats. Nice knowing you, Stalin. And, yep. Well, congratulations, Louis. Welcome to the championship game. I guess you move on. Congratulations, Louis. Louis did not seem likely to be a second-place person in this game because the general feeling was he was either going to win my culture or he was going to be irrelevant. Now, he's not really relevant here. He's just getting backdoored by Victoria. But, yeah. Louis was our last hope for a repeat champion. So, yeah, we still have not had a repeat champion in AI Survivor. We've come close a couple times, but we have not actually... Like, Wojna Kopek came close when he was in the championship. And he actually, I think, did the best in the alternate histories, but... Okay, so how close is Vicky? She's at 58% land area. This is not likely to take long. Can you go 4 more turns so I can score 1 point, Vicky? I think we're going to get 4 more turns. I don't think we're going to get many more turns. Oh, God, and a Golden Age, too? Are you kidding me? Vicky, what, like... Okay, she's upgrading units right now. I wanted to see what her research rate was. She's 2,200 beakers, and that's while running a 1,400 gold per turn surplus. Louis is at 900. He's also at a surplus, and Stalin's at 300. Okay. But, like, Stalin does not have rifles. And he has about 8 billion cavalry running him over right now. Meanwhile, Vicky is, like, knocking out these techs in 1 or 2 turns each. She's still running a ridiculous amount on the slider here. I guess she's upgrading to infantry because she recently got assembly line. I mean, she's just attacking literally everywhere. She's only at 59%. Yeah, she has infantry. She's upgrading all of her units to infantry. I want to see what her beaker rate is when she actually turns the slider back on. All right. She's at 60% land area. I don't think Stalin will die, but it kind of doesn't really matter because finishing in 3rd place versus dying does not have any effect here in the playoffs. It's not like there's another wildcard game or something. Yeah, she just has redcoats like just walking up and trying to kill the defenders. Like, infantry do not need to knock down the defenses. If infantry come up against like muskets, they don't need to bombard the defenses. They just kill you. Anyway, we made it to turn 275. I'll get 1 point from that. So, hey, and I'll take my 3 from domination. Hooray. I'll get at least some points. Yeah, I mean, she's at 61% land area. The Louis cultural victory is... He's doing his best. He's got 5 religions in Marseille, but he's still, you know... Even if he turns on the slider, he's still, 60 turns away, which is not happening anytime soon. She's going so fast. Stalin almost could be in danger of dying, but no, never mind. That's just it right there. Turn 278 domination victory. Oh my God. What an absolutely crushing victory for Victoria in this one. Pretty unreal how dominant she was in this one. 278. Domination. That is our fastest game of the season, a turn 278 win. Yeah, actually the 2 playoff games have been the 2 fastest, quickest games of the season so far. Wow. Yeah, I mean, this was always a possibility because Vicky had really good land. If she got left alone, if the low piece weight AIs all fought each other, there was 100% the potential for her to do well in this game. but she needed to get left alone, and that was always an issue. Now the question is, how likely was it? Maybe it's more likely than we thought going into this game. She did an amazing job of settling the northern area. She was only attacked one time the entire game, which is kind of wild to me. Only one time ever attacked. Because like and like so like there were like two. There were I'd say there were three big moments in this game. The first one was Justinian being really bad on this map, and Victoria basically getting all of Justinian's land at almost minimal effort. Again, it was well played by her. Don't get me wrong, very well played by her. But I feel like that was not the most likely outcome in the game. But she basically got all that land for almost nothing, and that was huge. The second big turning point in the game was Brennus and Louis fighting that war, and the third big turning point was Stalin declaring war on Suryavarman. Just could not have possibly played out better for her. So Justinian gets eliminated from the board. She basically gets all of Justinian's land, very minimal cost to her. And then what happens? There's four low peace weight AIs, and she is by herself. Two of them fight each other. Two of them fight each other, and they both get stuck in these wars that go nowhere for ages and ages and ages. Like, again, just a ridiculously good outcome for her. And once she had that window, she did exactly what you want to do. She just absolutely laid the smack down. She got her revenge on Brennus for declaring war early in the game. Then she went after Suryavarman, and then she was in the process of beating the living daylights out of Stalin and taking his lunch money at the end of the game. And like, she would have conquered him in another. I'd give her 10 turns and Stalin would have been dead too. If we turned off domination, she probably would have just killed Louis right after that and just been the only AI left standing. That was the most remarkable, I think, performance we've seen. She just put the pedal to the metal and never let go. So it was not a close game, but sometimes it's impressive when an AI just really, really dominates. And that was the story of this game. The Diplo luck broke her way, and she did everything she needed to do from there. So congrats to Vicky. Actually, I'm looking forward to seeing her in the championship. I actually think she could do really well in the championship game, too. So that's going to be fun to watch in a couple weeks.